Okay, so this is Joe, who originally trained with another permanent makeup training company about 6 months ago, I think, and didn't get an awful lot of confidence from the training, even though she spent a lot of money with them, and actually came and done a retraining course with Katy Jobbins at the Permanent Makeup Training Academy. And we're just doing a quick few questions with Joe, just to sort of help guide, I suppose, other people thinking about doing training in permanent makeup, about the sort of things they should look for in a training company. So Joe, obviously you've trained with us and another company now.
Yes.
Any sort of advice you'd give to technicians out there, or someone thinking of starting up in the industry?
I think what you need to do, you really need to look into it quite deeply, because that's one thing I didn't do. I went by some reviews that had been said on the internet, and of course, obviously, I went with that for that reason. But I wish I'd looked more deeply into it, because I would never have gone there.
Yeah.
You know, there was no really support. I was forever put down in class in front of the other trainees.
Really? So you were in a group format originally?
Yeah, there was 3 of us in total.
We do find a lot of people that come to us for retraining do so after having been trained in groups first.
Yeah.
Obviously we do one-on-one training here.
And I just felt that that I was forever put down, and I was always like told I couldn't do it, and you can't do it, you won't be able to do this, you're not good enough to do that. And so I then decided, I was still doing the training then, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
So I then re-looked into, looking into companies again, and I found your company. Yeah. And I've never looked back, because the support is fantastic. Katy is absolutely brilliant. Paul is very good, because he's easy to get on with. He lets you understand things on the marketing side and things like that. And it's just been a pleasure. It's been a complete pleasure to have come here. And I would advise anyone that, you know, if you do want to speak to me and ask me about certain things about other companies that I was with, then you're very, very welcome to get in contact with this company, and they'll give you my number, and you can ring me. Yeah,
so obviously, I suppose when you look back on it now, you'd wish you'd obviously researched a little bit more into companies. And how do you think, what sort of advice would you give students maybe that are thinking about what trainer should I go with? Or not just maybe the company, but obviously looking into the background of the trainer or the type of person you're going to be training with?
Well, what I think is there's a lot of companies out there, particularly the company that I went with, that advertises that they've had this celebrity, this celebrity's been there, and blah blah blah, and it's kind of, that gives them the lovely background, but really it's getting in there, being with that trainer who makes you feel as if you're not good enough to breathe and is a bully.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the thing, but we're here, they're like supportive, they'll listen to what you have to say. If I've needed any advice, I can ring them and they'll ring me straight back. Yeah. It's just been and I actually love, where I was told in the other company, you won't be good enough to do this. With here, they've been fully supported. I have my clients now, have my own client database, and the majority of them are referrals, and every one of them has been so happy. But one thing I will say, my husband, when I decided to prove that I could do it, he said, no, don't, I wouldn't do it, I'd just stick with the company. So you
mean after you pay for your initial training, which is obviously very expensive, you'd obviously spent out a lot of money, you hadn't even finished that training when you decided to come and retrain with Kate at the Permanent Makeup Training Academy, so obviously he was a little bit against...
Well, he was, it's a lot of money, nearly £11,000 a lot of money. And basically he said, well, you know, I wouldn't be doing that, but I had to prove that I could do it, because I was never going to get any further in that training company, because that particular trainer didn't want me to. Yeah.
Whereas now you feel...
Well, now, I mean, I've got clients, I do lips, liner and brows. Every client that I've done, they've referred me. Brilliant. And the majority of my clients are referrals. So what does that say? So I would suggest that if you do want to do permanent makeup, give them a go here, because you couldn't be more happier, and I absolutely love what I do.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to hear your thoughts and some good advice for technicians looking at getting into the industry.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for that, Joe.
Oh, you're welcome.
No problem.